What's up everybody, Kieran here, and we are back with another episode of C# tutorial. In this video we are going to talk about some keywords of strings. In this episode I'm just gonna talk about 3 different keywords for strings. Definitely strings has more than 3 keywords, but I just want to talk about 3 of them in this episode. In the part 2, I will talk about the rest. I want to talk about compare keyword, contains keyword, and concat keyword. For compare, we compare 2 strings. For concat, we concatenate some strings together. And for contains, we check if a specific word, a specific string contains in our string or not. Now let's start the video. First I want to start with compare keyword. Okay, now this is for our compare keyword. First I need 2 strings to start with, which I created them. And then compare keyword return an integer as a result. And then string here, as you know, C# is case sensitive programming language, and this string here is different from this, and we need a string keyword before compare with uppercase S, and then dot compare to parentheses and 2 inputs. As I said, compare return an integer value as a result, which it can be -1, 0, or 1. For 0, if we have 2 same string, it returns 0. Now let me show you that. As you can see, it returns 0. Or for better understanding here, I write this thing and test1 equals this thing here. And we write test1 as an input here and start it. As you can see, it is again a 0. Okay, now what if we have 2 different strings? Now let me start that to show you what we have as a result. Now we have -1. This number shows us the relative position in the sort order, and the number here says str1, which is A, comes first, and then str2, which is B, comes second. And let me change str1 to B and change str2 to A. Now let's start it, and it will show us 1. Because the sort order says A comes first and then B. What it says, str2, the second variable here, comes first, and then str1, which we have B, comes second. As you can see, the Unicode here makes A comes first. The Unicode for lowercase a is 97 and for lowercase b is 98 and for uppercase A is 65 and for uppercase B is 66. That makes A comes first. And that's it for the compare keyword. Okay, the next we have concat keyword, which we want to concatenate some strings together. Now let me write that real quick and I will show you how to do that. And now we concatenated some strings together. As you can see, I wrote string with uppercase S keyword here, string keyword and dot. Instead of compare that we wrote in the last part, we write concat. And now let me just show you the result and I will explain that. Okay, now here's the result. Hello, this is test for C# tutorials. I concatenated some strings together. And now for this, I can write in another way. Like we have some string variable. For example, string str2 equals hello, this is test, and string str3 and this is test for C# tutorials. And instead of writing this thing, I can just give the concat keyword two input, str2 and str3, which it writes exactly the same thing as I had there before. Hello, this is test for C# tutorials, and nothing else for concat keyword. Now let's move on to contains keyword. I will write an example for you and then I will explain that to you. And now this is for our program. I needed a string, and here contains returns a boolean as a result. This checks if I have k in my string or not. For contains keyword, I have to write my string's name and then put a dot here and then contains keyword with uppercase C. And then two parentheses and the word that we want to be checked. Now let's start it to see if it works or not. It contains K. It seems to works, but this program has a little problem. If I write this K in lowercase and it checks uppercase K, let's see if it works again or not. It does not contain K. It says this string doesn't contain K, which is wrong. It contains K. For preventing that, we can change this to lowercase k, and then if I write the whole thing in uppercase and then string str2 equals str1 dot to lowercase. Here I changed str1 to lowercase, and then here I just need to give the if str2 as an input, and it works completely fine. It contains k with uppercase, and I check lowercase k. Now it will work completely fine. It contains k. This works without any issue. Or even we can do something that we give the computer the string. Delete that and console.read line. Sorry. And then we will give the computer a string, and then it changed that to lowercase, and it checked if it has k or not. Now let me give the computer again Kevin. It contains k. Now let me check if it works with uppercase K. Kevin. I wrote that in uppercase. Kevin. And it contains K again. And another word, for example, start, does not contain K. And that's pretty much for contains keyword. And one more thing about compare keyword that I forgot to mention at the start of the video. Now let me write the compare keyword again, and I will explain that to you. Now I just want to say we can add another input to these two parentheses. For adding a boolean, a true boolean, like bool b1 equals true. And if I add this b1 here, it ignores the case of A and B. For example, if it is uppercase A and uppercase B, it doesn't matter. It ignores the case of A and B. For example, if I write A, lowercase a, as an input in string 2, str2, and uppercase A as an input for str1, and if we remove that, it says 1, which it is completely true, and the relative position of A is first, and then lowercase a is first, and then uppercase A. But if I add b1 here, which is a boolean and true boolean, and if I start this, it returns us a 0, which means they are exactly the same. b1 tells the compare keyword A with uppercase and A with lowercase is exactly the same thing. And pretty much for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you find this video helpful, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Hope you have an awesome day, and peace out.